On this week's episode of The Pulse, the SHU community is accomplishing a lot.
Meet the SHU alum who won a Super Bowl ring.
Get a look at the SHU band's latest performance.
And find out about how SHU's Greek life is giving back. I'm Isabel Haglund.
And I'm Isabella Fabo. These stories and more on Sacred Heart's very own monthly news show.
You're watching The Pulse.
From Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is The Pulse.
As we all know, the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl this year, but that also means that a SHU alum has a new ring. Molly Jacob has the story.
Winning a Super Bowl. It's something that millions of football players dream about every single year. Well, what if I told you that one of our Sacred Heart alumnus just won a Super Bowl ring with the Kansas City Chiefs? Shannon Savinsky graduated with her undergrad in 2021, then took on a graduate assistant position with the Sports Communication and Media program. In the spring of 2023, she accepted a job as a live and game day seasonal production assistant with the Kansas City Chiefs.
When I first started with the Chiefs, I didn't really know what to expect. I knew that it was in-house production, which I had never done before. I had always done TV, live event stuff here, but I've never done in-house, so I knew that it would be an adjustment, a learning curve.
So Shannon obviously had a lot of experience on her resume, which jumped off the page immediately, and we always kind of tend to lean towards people like her that have done basically everything that we need on a day-to-day basis. She had already kind of checked that box, and I think going to a school like Sacred Heart really gave her a leg up because she was able to get all that experience all in one place.
I think a lot of my work ethic came from what I did at Sacred Heart. Working at the cubicles until midnight, making graphics the night before a game, like that instills a certain type of work ethic in a person.
When we hire this position who comes in yearly, it's most important to us that they care. And that they have a good attitude, and Shannon cared about every single thing that she did to the point where it was like, okay, you got to move on to the next thing.
I think that having the smaller amount of projects, it's like, okay, I can really hone in on this and really make this really, really good.
When Shannon was a senior in undergrad, she had to make a decision that would change her life forever.
I had a job offer when I was graduating undergrad, and I turned it down to go to grad school because I just felt like I needed more confidence in myself. I needed more confidence as a professional, as a leader, and all of these different things. Clearly, it ended up being the best decision. I mean, I have like a different level of confidence that I never had in undergrad.
We always say that our goal when we hire this person is to be depressed when they leave and to say like, oh man, we wish Shannon was still here. And that really came to fruition this year. Obviously, when you hire young kids, you kind of have a lot of ups and downs and trying to figure out, you're guessing a lot of like, is this person going to be successful or not? But Shannon has been one of our favorite people that we've ever had here. And we're so thankful that she came here, and she has set the bar high for everybody who comes after her for sure.
Grad school as an overall really prepared me, not only technically, but also personally, and just being able to go into a completely foreign environment and be able to hold your own.
Any school like Sacred Heart that has a program like that, I would hire somebody with no doubts about what they're doing, solely because of Shannon and what she brought to our table. Anybody who's like her or similar to her, has similar experience, is pretty much an automatic yes in my book.
Not many rookies can say they have won a Super Bowl in their first season, but Shannon can.
I didn't get to go to the Super Bowl, but like we had like a whole watch party at like a bar in Kansas City that like the Chiefs hosted and like organized and all that stuff. So it was really nice to be with like all the people that you've been with all season and be able to watch the game, and it was stressful. We were so excited, and then it was immediately like, oh my God, we have to host a parade now. Like, so it was just really, really cool. It's like the fun doesn't stop, you know? It just kept going until the very end, which was awesome.
And now, Shannon's talent and experiences has led her to her new journey.
After my time with the Chiefs, I have accepted a job as a replay operator with ESPN. So I will be on the studio side. I started that about a week ago, and that's been a great experience so far. I definitely feel like I made the right decision, and I wake up every day so excited to go in to work and be like, ooh, what am I gonna get to do today? I get to go to work and sit in a control room for 8 hours a day. Like, that's amazing. Like, that's my dream.
Reporting for The Pulse, Fairfield, Connecticut, I'm Molly Jacob.
Being a SHU student from Israel, especially during this time of we're at home, can be difficult. But Jay Cardinelli has the story of Daniel Bubliel, who's keeping his focus on academics and being a student athlete.
Daniel Bubliel is a freshman in the Sacred Heart Pioneers basketball team. He is originally from Israel.
Playing basketball, I started around when I was 11, 12 years old.
He came to America in hopes of getting better at basketball. He started his journey at IMG Academy.
IMG was a great opportunity for me. It provided a lot of help when it regards to coming to college in America and coming from a different country. It's usually hard to do that. So IMG was a great place to make that happen.
Despite not being at Sacred Heart for very long, Daniel has made an extremely positive impact on his teammates.
Daniel, I thought he was just a funny, goofy guy. He's a good time to be around. The more I get to know him, the better, It's just a pleasure to be around.
The decision to come to Sacred Heart was not a hard one for Daniel to make.
Honestly, it was a pretty easy decision for me. They made me feel welcome. Coach Martina had a plan for me, and I really liked what he had to say. Team-wise, we're all very close, so he told me that it's a brotherhood here, and it's really what it is. We're all very good friends here. And academics are also solid here, so it's great.
Daniel has been able to help the team in multiple different ways.
We're such an older team that Daniel brings like a side of youth to the team. People usually say inexperience is bad, but it's fun being around somebody that's new to everything in the college life, so it just brings a lot of joy. Daniel
is always out on the court before the rest of the team, warming up and getting his shots in.
He's just a hard worker, He really cares about basketball, and he has big dreams, so he hopes to one day get in the rotation and get some minutes, and he's just willing to do whatever it takes for it.
Since coming to America, Daniel has had to adjust to a different style of basketball than the one he played in Israel.
The biggest adjustment is definitely that here it's more of in Israel it's a big team sport. Everybody plays together, it's a lot of fun. And here it's a bit of a team sport, but it's more of what can you do on your own as a team. But I think actually here at Sacred Heart we play very well as a team, so it's good. It's a lot like that.
Daniel hopes to make a major impact here at Sacred Heart. This has been Jake Cardinelli, Fairfield, Connecticut, The Pulse.
When we get back, get a rundown of what's happening with SHU Sports.
And meet the student who's taken fitness to fame. We'll be right back.
The pursuit of truth and knowledge.
Recognition of dignity and worth of every human being.
Promotion of the common good of society.
We're always evolving. Your passion should always change, right? Not to say that you should throw away your old passion. They root you, they make you who you are. If I ever want to progress in life, I know that I have to learn new things, be understanding of different cultures, different backgrounds, different interests.
The lessons I learn at Sacred Heart can help me make a meaningful impact that it will lead me to do work that is good for every single person in the world.
I am drawn to writing socially impactful pieces because theater, it speaks to broad audiences. They can learn from the piece, or they might sit there and say, I've been through that. Even if it's just one person, I feel like then it was a successful piece.
You are not only going to learn from other students, but you're going to learn about yourself.
I was always asking why, and I saw that with molecular and cellular biology, you go to the smallest detail of that why. In my future path, I hope to answer more of those whys.
Welcome back to The Pulse. Wondering how Pioneer athletes are doing this spring? Ashton Alcock has us covered. Here's Ashton with the Sports Roundup.
Thanks, Isabel. Welcome to the SHU Sports Roundup. I'm Ashton Alcock. SHU Sports has a big week ahead of them, so let's break it down. The women's swim team heads to Ocala, Florida this weekend to face off in the College Swimming and Diving Coaches Association of America National Invitational Championships. Now let's head to the bowling alley. The women's bowling team faces off again in the Columbia 300 Music City Classic this Saturday and Sunday. Now let's head to the Diamond for a Classic. The men's baseball team hosts its first home series against Merrimack this Saturday at 3 p.m. and Sunday at 1 p.m. Let's head to Campus Field. Our men's and women's lacrosse teams host games this week. The women's team face Long Island University at 3 p.m. this Wednesday, and our men's lacrosse team plays this Sunday against Manhattan College at noon. Let's head to the Pitt Center. The men's volleyball team has a series against Merrimack at home this Friday at 7 p.m. and then they'll head up to North Andover, Massachusetts to face Merrimack at 5 p.m. Since the spring season is officially on its way, be sure to bring out your pile of pride. That's all for the SHU Sports Roundup. Time to send it back to you guys.
Thanks, Ashton. Many students take their passion for fitness and channel it into sports or a committed gym routine. For senior Olivia Jordan, she's channeled it into a career. Isabella Giardina has the story.
Have you ever wondered what it takes to be an influencer? How to grow a following or even how to get brand deals? I'm Isabella Giardina, one of the senior producers for The Pulse, and I had the pleasure to sit down with fitness influencer Olivia Jordan. Olivia Jordan is a fitness influencer with over 150,000 followers on Instagram and over 350,000 followers on TikTok. Since starting up her social media platforms, she now has her own coaching business called the Live Fit Guide.
So for growing a following, you want to make sure, one, that you are consistent, and two, that you're true to yourself and true to what you believe in. I have such a strong passion for fitness. If it's real, if it's authentic, and you feel like you are your best self, you will grow and you will succeed.
Olivia started her fitness journey after her freshman year of college when she knew she needed a change.
When I came home from my freshman year of college, I felt so uncomfortable in my body and my skin, and I just knew I needed a change. So I looked immediately to my mom for help, and I was like, I don't know where to begin. So she got me started into the gym, and she gave me a few workouts to follow. She gave me some nutritional tips to follow. And believe it or not, within 6 or 7 months, I was able to lose over 20 pounds.
Olivia says she wanted to be that mentor figure for young girls the way her mom was for her.
I need to share my journey with other people and show how I got here. So out of fun, I just started posting on Instagram and TikTok. 3 years later, here I am today, and I'm so grateful for the platform that I've built and the audience that surrounds that. I was able to eventually own and open my own coaching business, which is called the Live Fit Guide. And I've had hundreds of girls join, and their lives have been completely changed with my guide. I'm just another college student, so I feel like people felt like I was real with them. So that is really where I knew that I can make something out of this.
Olivia explains the key to her success was being active on social media and, most importantly, being authentic.
Anything is possible. Anyone can get started on TikTok. Anyone can make a living out of social media. It's just being able to show your true, authentic self and create a community and an audience around that. I'm just Liv Jordan with a few numbers behind my name. It's really nothing special, but if you have a desire to become something bigger than you could have ever thought, or you have a dream, take that step, start posting, you'll never regret it.
This was Isabella Giardina reporting for The Pulse.
It's really amazing what students at Sacred Heart are accomplishing, from sports to earning Super Bowl rings.
I completely agree. The work SHU students put in is truly inspiring, and we're going to see more of that after the break.
We'll also learn about how Greek life gives back to the community.
And get a look into the band's impressive performance on ice. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to The Pulse. For many students, Greek life plays a huge role on campus. It also creates opportunities for students to follow the SHU mission and give back to their community. Jack Cronin has the story.
At Sacred Heart University, there are many opportunities for students to get involved in community service and fundraising. This week, the SHU Greek Life Joy Drive is being held to raise money for kids with cancer. I spoke with Dan Vieira, the creator of the drive, to see what the drive is all about.
A couple years ago, we moved into the iHub on West Campus, and we created what we're calling the Joy Drive. The purpose was to get the sororities and fraternities at SHU involved in fundraising for our mission. And how we did that was we created a peer-to-peer fundraising platform where sororities and fraternities would compete against each other to see who can raise the most money. The incentive for them was 10% of total amounts raised would go back to their philanthropy that they support. Last year, we were able to raise over $10,000. I know this check here says a little bit less, but some more money had come in after. It was over $10,000 that had come in last year. And we were able to support 10 families with that money. We were able to send them to basketball games, amusement parks, etc. As an example, here on our wall of smiles, it's actually a Sacred Heart student that beat cancer, and he was able to go to a Brooklyn Nets game last year with some of the funds that were raised. So making a real impact, and the students here at SHU are doing a great job.
Some people don't see where their money is going when they donate, so I wanted to talk with Sacred Heart freshman Matthew Dima, who battled testicular cancer and was able to attend a Brooklyn Nets game through the money raised last year.
So I was diagnosed in August of 2021 with testicular cancer, and then I underwent chemotherapy in January 2022 to April 2022. I'm a very active person, so I love to do things outside. I love to play soccer. It's my passion, and it just kind of shut down everything that I had. I couldn't play soccer and, hang out with my friends. I didn't get to see them as often. I was just kind of confined to the hospital room and my bed and just, my own thoughts. So I found out about Live Free from an organization list that I got from one of the social workers at the hospital at Yale. And, they helped reach out to them for me to Live Free. And I wanted to go to a basketball game, so, the closest option was the Nets. And I got to go with, my brother and 3 of my friends. And it was just an amazing experience. Just the week after I had finished my last cycle, it was a great experience to just get away and have fun with my friends. I think it's something that we don't think about every day, but it's certainly something that I didn't think about before I went through cancer. But even $5 makes such a difference to organizations, nonprofit organizations such as Live Free, who are striving to provide opportunities and experiences for these kids that are, finishing their treatments or undergoing their treatments. And I just think that, that small amount of money or anything helps, and, you could truly make a difference in the world.
Sacred Heart is a very giving community, and it shows through all the charity work they do every year. For The Pulse, Jack Cronin, Fairfield, Connecticut.
There are so many opportunities on campus for students to get involved. Brad Hutchinson has the rundown on how students can become leaders here at SHU. Here's Brad with news you can use.
Thanks, Isabella. I'm Brad Hutchison, and this is some news that you could use. We're halfway through the spring semester, and departments all around campus are on the search to find strong student leaders to show their pioneer pride. Orientation leader applications have opened up to welcome the class of 2028 on campus this summer. Accepted applicants will also serve as first-year experience assistants in the classroom in the fall. These leaders are go-to resources for incoming freshmen. Applications are available in the Student Life office, located in Holly Lounge, and are due by noon on March 12th. If you're interested in becoming a tour guide, SHU Ambassador applications will be opening soon. Applicants should be passionate about SHU and want to share with families visiting our campus. For more information and updates, you can follow at SHU Ambassadors on Instagram. Maybe you had a great experience in a pre-fall program and you want to replicate that magic for new pioneers. With so many fun, exciting pre-fall programs, these coordinators will be looking for fun undergraduates to lead their student groups. And if you've been abroad, the Office of Student Global Affairs is looking for global ambassadors to share their experience with others. Applications are made available during the summer, and you can find more details on their Instagram at SHU Global. You can even be recognized for your hard work as a leader. The Student Life Office will be holding the 33rd Annual Student Life Leadership Awards at the end of April. Be on the lookout for an email to nominate students you believe make an impact at SHU in and out of the classroom. There are also opportunities to become leaders within so many clubs on campus. You become an editor for SHU's newspaper, The Spectrum, or join eBoard for clubs in a variety of roles like president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. That's all for today. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Brad. At most sporting events, you can almost always find the SHU Pep Band in the stands. On February 17th at the Martiri Family Arena, the band performed for the first time in an unusual spot. I had the chance to catch up with some members of the band to hear about their time on the ice.
The Sacred Heart University Pep Band performs at almost all sporting events SHU has, and senior night at the Martiri Family Arena was no different. However, the location of their performance was.
So I have wanted to do band on ice for a very long time. It was one of those things that I knew at some point we were going to be able to start doing it. And about 5 years ago was when I first heard that we were going to move forward with building the new arena. So at that time, I put it in the back of my head, said, this is something we're going to do, just need to wait for the time to be right.
So this was the first time the band has ever done this, so that was pretty cool being a senior, being like the first people to ever do it in the band.
I would say my favorite part was getting to show the crowd a little bit of what the band gets to do in a different way than what we normally do at the games. Usually we're in the stands, but we get the chance to be front and center on the ice, and it was a really new experience for us, but a really fun one.
The ice became the perfect stage with colorful lights and different effects throughout their performance.
I also knew that I wanted to add some splash to it, because in the new arena, they have a lot of theatrical lighting. Right, so they have these robotic lights that can swivel around and change colors and all kinds of things. The performance, right? Okay, we were able to have the lights go out, and right there, that says something to the fans. Right? This is not just band's going to play a tune. It becomes a show.
Having all the lights right on us, everything going on, people focused on the band, right on the ice. It was a new experience, but it was super cool getting to be involved in all the action, really.
The performance was crafted specifically for the 6-minute time slot the band had to get on and off the ice.
We very purposely had the drill written in such a way that when we were marching onto the ice and going into the formations, that we were using very, very small steps. Because we wanted to really limit the potential of anybody losing control.
I was a little bit nervous at first. We had a rehearsal the Thursday before the game, and the ice was a little bit less slippery then, so that calmed my nerves a bit. But when we were going out during the game, it was not quite as, I guess we had a little bit less traction, you would say. So that maybe spiked my nerves a little bit, but took the necessary precautions, stepped on the ice a bit more cautiously, and everybody was able to make it through without falling.
After the success of this performance, the band is hoping to make this a yearly tradition.
Hopefully it's a tradition that continues on, because I think it's a big thing for hockey games, gets people hyped up, and that's what we're there to do.
It was another way to kind of leave a mark on the band program, I guess, because we'll always be known as the first time that we did this, we'll be in that group.
Catch the Pep Band performing at the Pioneer Blast on Saturday, March 23rd. Reporting for The Pulse from Fairfield, Connecticut, I'm Isabel Hagland.
That was an impressive performance.
It was. I can't wait to see what the SHU community will accomplish in the future.
Me too. Well, that's all we have today.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune into our next episode. I'm Isabel Hagland.
And I'm Isabella Fabo. We'll see you next time on The Pulse.